Hello, this is Camaxide, the creator of the Doom 3 mod for Doom 2. Welcome back to another video. We just finished Map 1, Hell, and we'll now look at Map 2, Commander HQ. Finally back from Hell, you head straight down the hill towards HQ. As you enter the headquarters, something seems not quite right. You head for the lobby to announce your return. This is the first map in Chapter 1, and the first real map with monsters in it. The female characters, aside from having different amounts of health, have different sounds as well. You will notice here. And they have a melee weapon that is a knife instead of the fist. And the knife is dealing a slight bit more damage. You can also see I have chosen to use gzdoom for the Doom 3 mod. And there's many reasons for it, but one of them is that it enables me to have things like these slight gentle reflections in this USC sign, where you can actually see that I'm playing now as Doomgal. And it has dynamic lights, as you can see when you get in here. I can turn these off and on. So in general it makes for a nicer graphics. There are other engines that also use this, aside from gzdoom, but gzdoom also allows me to use a lot of scripting. And there are thousands and thousands of lines of scripts and codes that I have added for this mod, which simply wouldn't be possible without the gzdoom. So this is the first level that you get into. Here is a marine that has already died. We will pick up the pistol. And you can shoot this button right here, which will open the door, which lets us get behind the desk. And if you go behind here, you'll see there's another switch that we can press, which opens this secret room. And if you look up now, it says epileptic friendly mode can be turned on in the options menu. And I want to go and do that right now, in case we have someone who's epileptic or someone who just hates strobing. Like I said, you see now that the room ahead has this strobing effect in it. So if you go to Doom 3 options and we go to the second option here, you can turn epileptic friendly mode on. What that does is that it stops the strobing and just lets it stay at an average dark level instead. So that will make it good for anyone who just hates strobing, or people who simply can't play with the strobing on. In here, which is a secret room, the storage room, you have another drawing, as well as a Doomguy plushie again. And in here you will find the first sergeant giving you the shotgun. And he shot me in the face. So now get to this outer area, and let's see, you can pick these up. If you look up here, you can see this green flashing, hinting that there's something up there. And for those who recognize that kind of flash, knows that that's a green armor. And that is a secret, so I'll show you how to get that. Press that button and it lowers this crate right here. And then you see that there's a cyber doll over here, which we can shoot. We can just track back to the switch. And if you go through the hole here behind the crate, then you will get to the staircase that leads you to the armor. So now we have picked up also the blue key card in there, and we will be able to enter this door. I will actually pick up this. Didn't I have one health pickup left? Let's see. Yeah. When I have been balancing this mod for the default playthrough difficulty, I have taken into consideration that people has learned and knows how to use infighting, as well as which monsters it's good enough to hit with a fist, like the pinkies or the demons. They're very good to simply punch instead of shooting them. And the imps also, like, when they're low on health, it's good to just finish them off with a fist to save some ammo. Also, you can bring these pinkies up here, kite them back, and then make sure that some of these other monsters will be hitting them. And yeah, that way you will save some ammo. On the higher difficulties, you're basically expected to do that, or else you would simply get it too easy if that wasn't taken into consideration. And it's also a good idea to first finish off the hit scanners, which is, you know, the people who shoot, because you cannot dodge these shots, the fireballs as well as these pinkies. The pinkies, if you just keep moving backwards, they will never hit you with their bites because it has such a short range and there's a delay. Now you see that we have opened this part, and if you go down here you will see that, okay, you have this strobing effect. These small gentle strobing areas, they are not targeted by the setting for the strobing, but they are very small and gentle in comparison. But you also notice that there is a different texture here. It's just gray, whereas all the other normal wall textures here is gray with some green on it. And that's a hint that you can press it. That will lead you up to this secret hallway. And again, you have here as well a different texture. And if you open the map, you will also see that, okay, there's something here. This is different from the other walls. And that's because you can press this wall as well. And here we'll see that you get the last drawing of this level. Now if you look at this drawing, it's basically the whole level. Like this. And this is the first full level that I drew. It took about one day to draw down the idea for it, with the triggers and everything. And then it took about a week to make the first full CAD version of it. This was the second drawing I made that I sketched down for this mod. The first was actually of the boss fight in map 6, but we'll get back to that later. If you look here now, there's an arrow on the ground pointing to the left, which means that if we have been up here, we can backtrack down and we can get down to the outer area here. And here we will get some armor pickups, as well as the chainsaw. Now, for the Doom 3 mod, I have made so that the chainsaw actually uses ammo, and you can see that now we have 50. If you look on the right hand side, it says 50 gas, and it's gas that this use. And you see I spent 3 gas just sawing this demon. So I like to save that for when I really need it. So if I'm in an area where I only have a demon and plenty of space, then I will use the fist instead. or the knife here and get rid of the demon. But if I'm really in trouble and I need to save time, then I will use a chainsaw. Another fun fact is that in original Doom, if you are in a room and you see monsters but they haven't seen you yet, using your fist will usually wake up all these monsters, even if that's a silent attack. For Doom 3 I have made this actually silent, so if you go around and you melee monsters, you will not wake other monsters up with your attack. So this again then is the exit for this level. Now actually I see that I just checked. I have the kills, the items and the secrets on the left hand side, but I do not have the last D because I was looking at this drawing, I was talking about it, and then I forgot to pick it up. So then we have it. So that's the good thing. When you get to the exit sign, you can just look whether you have all the things for that level, and if you don't, you can backtrack and get it. So now we're moving to the teleportation lab, and the story on the next screen will explain why. So it says, the Hellspawns are still portaling in on Earth, even though you close the very gates to Hell. They must be teleporting to the abandoned teleportation lab, which is still connected to Mars. You head for the lab to shut down the portals. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.